Lehigh Valley. Hi, Lehigh Valley. We're going to do another makeup class on flip camera video, which will be delivered to you by Angel. Elizabeth and Angelique, we missed you in class. I did talk to Angelique over the phone, had a great conversation with her, and I have a better frame of reference where she's coming from, what she wants out of the class, and what she brings to the class. Elizabeth, I'm looking forward to having some conversation with you, possibly on the phone, so give me a call some evening and maybe we can hook up and I can have some conversation with you about what you hope to learn from the class. Now, I'm going to try to keep this to 10 minutes because there's some things I want you folks to do. It'll sort of capture the flavor of what happened in class the other night when you folks had your campus closed due to weather. Up here in my own handwriting, I just put it up on the smart board. It's called Lehigh Valley Makeup. And we really talked about two major topics in class the other night. One was some personal experience with work-life conflict. And the other was some web research we did on best companies. And we'll talk about that. Let's go to the first topic first. Personal experience and work-life conflict. I had a great story told by one of our classmates of how he's going through a divorce now because he is married to a workaholic, that he supported her as a stay-at-home dad. She works an incredible number of hours. Their relationship broke down. He wanted her to slow down and not go to work so much because it was hurting their ability to maintain a relationship. We talked about throughout the class about how sometimes people who are workaholics escape their relationship obligations by incessantly working. That they may not have to work that hard. They may not have to spend all those hours at the employer's place of business, but they do so because they want to avoid working on the relationship at home. It was a really poignant story by one of your classmates, and we might be able to talk about it again. He's very open about it. But it resulted in the breakdown of the marriage. And it was a classic example of a person in a relationship putting more emphasis on their professional life or their job than they were on their family. There are other examples of people talking about work-life conflict. I want you and Angelique and Elizabeth to look at your life, and I'm not asking you to engage in any self-disclosure that you don't want to, but you might want to think about various events in your life where work in your personal life or your family life came into conflict and how you resolved it. That's one verbal report I want you to think about that we might want to have you folks talk to us about in class next Tuesday. Take a look at your own personal life and when work collided with your personal life, and how did you resolve that conflict, because there's always going to be a competition between those two spheres of your life. And we'll do a little summary when you rejoin the class on Tuesday about what we talked about. We like to do that as an anticipatory set to the next class to talk about where we've been and then where we're going in the next class. So take some time between now and Tuesday and please think about some personal life experiences you had where work and personal life collided or conflicted and caused you some angst and some frustration, if you will, in your life, and how did you resolve that? And only relate those events or circumstances that you feel comfortable with. We're going to talk about some web research in this video, and I'm going to show you on the lessons section of Angel some of the websites we looked at. We were looking at best companies. Forbes magazine does a best companies list every year, best places to work on a variety of dimensions, whether it be pay or benefits, etc. And we're going to look at some of that great research that's on the internet, and I'm going to ask you to do something for us before Tuesday. We look at best companies on two dimensions, on how good a workplace it is. In other words, is it a meaningful place to work? Is it a fun place to work? Is it a satisfying place to work? And then what are some of the personal benefits that the companies recognize are necessary to create happy employees? And some of these best companies, when you motor around these websites, will be very explicit as to why they cater to employees' needs. I want you to listen carefully to what some of the HR specialists talk about and what is being talked about or written about on the websites. And I want you to give a verbal report, and it says a verbal report, what do you value? So I want you to take a look at this Forbes website, which I'm going to get to in a minute, and I'm going to show you how it works. And I want you, both Elizabeth and Angelique, to look at that website, pick out a company that really intrigued you with what they offered their employees and what their philosophy was relevant to employee participation in the workplace and how that made their employees happy and satisfied. So let's get going. If I go back up to your web page in the lesson section, I'll do that for you a second. You know that the more recent websites that were put on after the last class were put on at the end of the section. So I have two best places to work here. One best places to work 2011 and one best places to work was really done in 2010. They were very close and similar, so these are the two websites that we're going to be talking about now. It really doesn't matter which one I'm looking at because they both come from Forbes magazine. Let's take a look at the Forbes magazine article, which you will see now displayed on the smartboard. And it has several dimensions that you can look at. First of all, it lists the award-winning companies, the top 10, SAS, Edward Jones, Wegmans, Google, whatever, Boston Consulting Group, Qualcomm. You can tab on any of these hot buttons and you can get to the company that they're evaluating. SAS has been in the top 20 for a long time. It's a software company. There's a really good video on it, which I'll show you how to access. You can motor around the web page and gain a lot of information about what SAS does and how they keep their employees happy. And so let's go back just one second. I'll show you the videos. The videos, I think, to me, can be very, very instructive for you. And you can look at any of these companies that you want to and essentially find a great deal of information about them. Here's the video section. There's a variety of companies here, like 3 or 4, I think, companies, SAS being one of them. Not all the companies has videos. This is Stu Leonard's number 84 in the Fortune's Best Companies that work for employees like family. And it even gives them other benefits. Here's SAS. If you want to look at SAS's video, you just hit the video. It will come up on your screen, and you will get some information about SAS on the video. I just turned down the sound. But I want you to watch the videos. Please watch all the videos and sort of get a feel for how companies market, how satisfying it is to work at their place and to lure other companies there. Here's the CEO of SAS.
A lot of their business processes. For the most part, we supply software to our clients for their use.
Now let's move off this.
Oh.
And I want you to really explore this website, all aspects of it, look at the various companies, and I want you to come up with a company that intrigued you, what excited you or you thought really made sense to you. Hit your value button, what you liked about that company. And I'm going to ask both you and Elizabeth at the first part of the class on Tuesday to sort of chat with your classmates about the Forbes magazine website and your research into the various 100 best places to work, and pick out a company, or maybe you could do a couple of companies. It wouldn't be that hard. Just a verbal report, write some notes on a legal pad so that you have some talking points, and chat with us from Lehigh Valley on Tuesday about selecting a company in that regard. Okay, we're going to go back to the lessons again. I said there's best places to work websites that I want you to look at. Another website I want you to look at is the Great Places to Work Institute. We're probably going to continue that on the next video. These videos are going to be 10 minutes a piece. I'd hope to do them 1 in 10 minutes, but I guess it takes a little longer. We'll have 2 10-minute videos. So I'm going to only be talking here a couple more seconds, and we're going to start the next video on Great Places to Work, which is on your lesson section of Angel. And when we resume, I'll chat with you about what I want you to look at on that website.